Welcome back to File Under Fire, a wrestling review podcast. My name is Brady. I am your host, and joined with me, as always, is Dom
Hi.
and Aubie.
Jabroni Marks.
And joining us, as we said, I was gonna say last week, but it was like 2 days ago,
Yeah.
in audio time. But joining us, our special guest, our first of probably many spin a wheel, make a deal friends that is gonna come on here, Mr. Bollywood Benjamin. Ben, how are you doing?
I am doing great, thank you, Brady, and hello to the people.
Holy shit, are you British?
Yeah, I am. Oh my! It's-
he is.
I will be the only British person to touch this podcast.
God willing.
Yeah, Ben is. I'd say Ben is ruining his sleep schedule to help record or to record tonight with us, but his schedule's already chalked anyway. So yeah, but it's all right
To be
because
young.
yeah, it's all right because Ben brought us a match that I'm sure would have come eventually anyway because Ollie loves this feud and
Yeah, I do have a question before we get into it,
mhm.
if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What got you into wrestling, Ben? I don't think we've ever had this conversation. I'm WWE, I assume, right?
Yeah, it was WWE for me. I remember I remember being really young, and one of my uncles was playing SVI 09, and
Nice.
I saw that and I was like, oh, this looks cool. And I distinctly remember what like Raw it was that I first saw, and it was the debut of the Nexus.
Oh,
And,
very historic.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
yeah, and I remember like 5-year-old me was like, that fucking rocks, man.
I mean, I can understand as a
Yeah.
5-year-old why like debut of the Nexus is intense as hell. So
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah,
demographic they're going for.
yeah. After that,
especially
it
at
was like
that time. I mean,
a
still
wide.
still the same now, but at that time, I think it was even more so. They were going for that demographic.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I
There was a
was.
right away to stuff, wide array of stuff after that. To be fair, like I remember being really like a big fan of like watching NXT around that time as well, which is like season 1 NXT, like season 2 NXT, sorry,
On
which is
sci-fi.
like a big, not even on sci-fi. I don't believe that was
Oh,
on. That was
it's probably different for you, huh?
yeah, some like shitty UK stuff, but like
Probably like
I remember
BBC
NXT season 2.
14 or something. Like,
Yeah, BBC fucking what the other things play underneath there is Doctor Who fucking reruns.
I mean, that's probably all that was playing on sci-fi too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's dude. I mean, granted, I guess around that time I was kind of into the same stuff. I was watching WWE main event.
Oh
Like,
boy, yeah.
Avi, do you know about the 2010s main event?
I
Not,
mean, I know it exists. I can see the logo
yeah,
in my mind's eye, but I don't. I'm sure I was watching some of that. When I think of that, I think of like Curtis Axel.
yeah,
Am I on the right track?
yeah. Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Oh, hey, Wade Barrett. Shout out Wade Barrett.
but
We need a Wade Barrett
Big one.
match on here.
who's gonna? I don't know
He's
who's
a
gonna bring a Wade Barrett match.
uh, he's the commentator right now. Is like he's commentating in the Fed right now as Wade.
Is that right?
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
he's a commentator now.
Yeah,
And
I
he's
can't
on
watch
Smash.
it for more than 3 or 4 minutes to get a grasp on it. It gives me like sensory overload. It's like watching a Baz Luhrmann movie or something.
it's what fucks me up is the real quick zoom in and out on contact. That's the production
Oh
thing that
yeah,
like makes my
they
brain
still
hurt.
do that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. It's-
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind like the cut on impact. I can deal with that. The the zoom in and out, ugh, makes me sick. Um,
Mhm.
Favorite Wade Barrett match? Everybody go.
I can't even think of a Wade
I'm
Barrett
sorry. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
match.
We can actually start the podcast.
it's slow methodical pace to this podcast.
uh,
Yes.
oh no, Wade did. Oh, is the Wade Barrett? Is that a John Cena match where he pulls the chairs down on him?
That is TL. That was like a TLC match.
Yeah.
They had where like
That's like the only
yeah,
Wade Barrett match I can think of. Anyway, all right. Yeah, Ben brought us a match that like I said, I'm sure Abby would have brought at some point in the
I don't know if it would have been this one. It might have been something from this
feud.
feud, yeah. But I mean, it is
I mean,
great.
yeah, absolutely. It is Hirotaka Yokoi versus Mitsuhiro Matsunaga from 01/10/9/2005. This is really almost the end of the Stop the Matsunaga. Uh, I would say feud, but is it
Storyline.
story
would probably be
feud?
appropriate, yeah.
Uh,
Horror movie.
yeah, yeah. Especially with some of the contraptions that they show us in the opening little video package segment. Like,
I imagine most people are familiar with Stop the Matsunaga, but maybe we should.
I mean, I'm sure there are like a majority of our friends are obviously. But I mean, if you want to kind of tee it up for maybe some of the people who don't know about it.
Well, Matsunaga, of course, evil karate man,
Mhm.
Mr. Danger, deathmatch legend, entered as a karate guy, but quickly found his niche as a total lunatic.
Stabby man.
Yes, and the storyline in 01 at the time was that the 01 Max guys, I think it was Ryoji Sai, posed for some modeling magazine or something. And Ogasawara, one of the karate fuckers, saw it, thought that was unbecoming of a shoot fighter. So they basically challenged all the young guys in 01 to like prove their toughness, but they kept losing. So they brought in a surprise secret weapon, and it was the horror movie villain Matsunaga, and he proceeded to just dice and carve up all those young guys. And eventually some of the karate guys, because they tried to stop him too. They didn't realize what they had
Yeah, they created a monster.
unleashed upon the world.
A
Yeah.
monster,
Yeah.
a monster.
If you like blood,
They unleashed they unleashed the fuck's sake the monster they unleashed they unleashed the unkillable kaiju onto the world, which is not great to do. It's not very great to do with Matsunaga.
Yeah, this
yes,
is
and then
Awesome.
no one could stop him.
this is very like the video package is very bloody. This match is very bloody.
Every single match in this feud, he slices people so deep that they're just like,
Gotcha.
it's that deep red pooling blood.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just the wrestlers; it's anyone around him.
Oh yeah. As we see in the video package when he goes out with the fork that is kind of his signature and starts stabbing the ring bell guy at the side.
And if you've seen the Otsuka match, he has not gotten any better at the hide the fork, right? He's no Abby in that regard. It's the ref has to try really hard in all these matches to not see the giant spike or fork or sword or whatever it is that he's pulling out of
supposed to be hiding him?
In the early matches, yeah. This is a no rope barbed wire death match.
I was gonna say he definitely doesn't try and hide shit here.
In the first three, those are just supposed to be matches.
I guess so, yeah. That's so funny.
You dwell into the Matsunaga lane of you try to wrestle him normally, and Matsunaga's like, well, I guess I got this fork in my leg. I must use it, of course. He's like, oh well, I'm getting stabbed.
And sometimes he doesn't even have the fork.
I guess in the places he was working, I don't think he normally had to hide it, so he never developed that skill. Also, he's not like round like Abdullah. Abdullah always used his
fat
round nature to hide the fork.
Yeah.
Did he ever hide it under his titty?
I mean, he does.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but almost certainly.
Matsunaga does have the gi though, so like you could imagine like he could just like reach in, like have a little pocket like sewn into the gi. Like
no, he has the utility sock.
I do believe when Matsunaga was birthed into this world, he was birthed into this world with the gi on. he was geeky on.
So we get the whole like video package. He almost lights himself on, like lights his dick on fire in the video package.
That's awesome.
It is really great, honestly. But eventually we do get to the match. Matsunaga comes out to Flash Gordon, and
Seraphim.
so immediately you know this is a death match, right? Like to kind of paint the picture, this is a death match. The ropes are all barbed wire, and Yokoi is in his shoot fighting trunks, boots, and MMA gloves. And you would think like maybe you would try and like tape up at least for it. Nope, no, he does not care. He is here to try and kill Matsunaga, and he is not thinking any farther than that, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't unless you're wearing, as we said earlier, watching today, like a suit of armor. It doesn't matter. You're getting stabbed wherever there's flesh.
Mm-hmm. They the match starts. Yokoi immediately goes after Matsunaga, starts punching him, putting boots to him, and then grabs him in an armbar, which Matsunaga basically stops by just biting his leg. Which is
he's a real animal.
Yeah,
and he also, if you haven't seen, he has like giant vampire teeth.
It's like comedically. It's like comedically like vampirish teeth. It's like something they found from like the movie monsters of the day. Like the
yeah. Dom said he looks kind of like a monkey with the when we were watching this earlier. He looks like a monkey with the.
He's got like the sharp like baboon like teeth, or like the ones that are in the springs, the hot springs. They got those teeth.
Do you think anybody's ever shown like a chimp or a gorilla a Matsunaga match? I wonder what would happen.
No, I think they probably would just smash the TV.
That feels like a Dom specialty right there. Like, need Dom the zookeeper to be showing monkeys Matsunaga matches.
Set Coco the gorilla down and show her the whole DVD.
Coco said, "Blood, no."
No, walk away.
No.
And then real quick, he tries to throw Yokoi tries to throw Matsunaga into the ropes, but Matsunaga kind of just sits down to like stop himself. And
I'm glad you wrote down play by play because my notes just say "fuck you," stab, barbed wire rake, fork.
Yeah. So this is where I wrote because he comes in, hits him with a leg kick, and then he like does like a standing switch, which is where Matsunaga kicks Yokoi in the dick, and abandons all pro wrestling things ever, and just pulls the fork out of his little utility kick pad there, and he starts just stabbing him, and like you kind of see it for a quick moment because they cut pretty fast. But Yokoi, like you see him leak blood out of his forehead onto the mat, and it is just, so disgustingly beautiful. I am a big deathmatch guy. I do love a good deathmatch, and that was just like so perfect.
I'm normally not, but I am a vampire. I do love blood in the matches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And after he stabs him, takes him, puts him over on the ropes and rubs his ropes, quote unquote, and just rubs his face on the barbed wire. And then just right back to stabbing him. Then he puts the fork back in his little utility pad there.
Well, he's probably gonna be hungry after this.
Yeah, you know.
He's gonna cook more steak after this.
Yeah.
And Yokoi now kicks Matsunaga in the dick, and then punches him, gets him down, and somebody from outside the ring throws in a MMA glove wrapped in barbed wire. And so he takes off his regular glove, puts on the barbed wire glove, and starts punching Matsunaga with it. And just
this is really the first time it's the first time in the whole feud that anybody has like gone to Matsunaga's level
and
like actually turned it around. Because to this point, everybody else is just like hapless and trying to fight him straight up and just getting stabbed and forked into oblivion.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of Yukoi getting the glove is Matsunaga basically just coming up to him and going, "What is that? what is that you got in your hand?" And he just tanks the shots. Very funny. He just tanks the fucking shots like ah.
Yeah, dude, he busts them open hard way with these shots from the barbed wire.
These are some brain shots right here.
Yeah, 0-1. They did not know where to get the gimmicked barbed wire.
This is real deal steel, I guess, or whatever barbed wire is made out of. And yeah, so Matsunaga then goes back to his utility belt, and he gets the fork back out, and now he pulls out these like snip pliers, and they're not like they're like angled ones. They're meant for cutting like plastic. They're not meant for what Matsunaga is about to use them for, but that doesn't matter.
They're not meant to be put on a human pinky.
No, so he grabs the fork and he starts stabbing it into Yokoi's bare hand because he's ripped the barbed wire glove off. I say bare, he does have tape on it, but then he is using the fork to peel back the tape. And
it's really vicious. It looks like he's just skinning him.
Yeah, and he's stabbing him with it. And then he grabs these pliers and he's pinching, like, you can't really tell because of the angle if it's like his pinky or like the side of his hand. Either way, it fucking sucks. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then that's when he throws Yokoi into the barbed wire. He goes into it back first. Yokoi comes out, grabs Matsunaga, and suplexes him into the barbed wire. And
Matsunaga's just feet just like push into the barbed wire.
Yeah.
It just has like cop in there. It's visually awesome.
Yokoi grabs him, puts the sleeper on, which is when Matsunaga pulls out some kind of white powder. Don't know what kind of
I think it's asbestos. It's the most what's the most evil white powder you could throw? I think it's asbestos.
Gotta be. I mean, if we're thinking evil white powder,
it might be anthrax.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
It's an anthrax in him. Holy shit! Try killing people.
Realistically, it is probably like salt, which still sucks.
Baby powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh man.
Salt would be really like the worst gimmick thing you could use, considering he's just been slicing him open.
Yeah,
he
like
throw salt in the wound, literal salt in the wound.
Like it's very funny. Like Matsunaga's got like his ingredients. He's got his steak in his his pocket, so he just pulls out like his salt like pepper. He's like, oh shit. I forgot to trade him.
Yeah, he throws this whatever kind of white substance it is into his face. Make sure he gets all the face too. He makes sure he really throws it on Yokoi. And then he grabs the chain that he had wore into the ring and starts punching him with it, wraps the chain around him and like around his throat and puts him in the corner and starts choking him with it. And then he wraps the chain around the top rope of barbed wire and leans back and is using that and choking Yokoi out with the chain over the barbed wire. And ultimately, that is what calls the match. Yokoi gives up, and he does not want to let go. But eventually, here comes Sasaki. Sasaki comes in and chases him out and basically challenges him to a match.
Yoshihito Sasaki.
Yeah. Not Kensuke. Although Kensuke versus Matsunaga would probably be insane.
Oh, that'd be hell.
I just gonna run that.
Yeah.
You know, fire for that one. When I remember vividly when I first watched this match, and when I saw like Yokoi tap and like his lifeless body just fall into the floor. I genuinely for the first time thought like he fainted on that one, and I was like, holy shit.
I mean, I would believe it.
Could died there.
So I know you said this is like your favorite match ever, Ben. What is it about it? Is it just
it's everything that I desire in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like I want the blood, and I want like the
Yeah.
most heinous human alive, which is Master Manga, and I feel like Yukai is like an underrated. Yukai is very underrated in wrestling terms, and like even 0-1 guys, he's a talented gentleman, and like he's a perfect foil for Matsunaga in this match because he just goes straight in to just try and kill him, and he of course he fails in his killing of Matsunaga and gets hanged basically. But I this match is incredible. I I don't know how many like big words could say, but incredible, beautiful, disgusting. It's all of them. All in there.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, just check it
And
out.
it's
really
a
good.
tight 5 minutes.
Oh
Like
yeah.
all the matches in
Um,
this feud are short, and like we watched the whole feud today.
Yeah.
It took like an hour
yeah,
and 20 minutes or
It's
something
really
like that.
good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely nice considering, the main three of us all brought matches that are, roughly around that like 15 to 20 minute mark. Having a match that is a nice tight 5 kind of
Yeah.
kind of helped was
Yeah.
pretty nice on that end. Um
It does feel longer.
Longer, yeah,
Just
for
because
sure.
it's so
Yeah.
every single thing is so brutal.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so brutal and vivid that like it's honestly it's like a very fucked up horror movie you watch and
Yeah.
it's like quite it's quite I feel like Matsunaga is quite Michael Myers like he's not you were not able to kill this man anything you
Yeah, he
do.
never stops coming.
Never.
And
Not at any point.
I
That's no go
also
ahead.
for touches though, like I feel like some of the stuff I want to bring up about Matsunaga and Nicole here, I feel like Matsunaga is the perfect like middle ground for like a deathmatch guy and say a straight up just hell yeah guy. Like he does
Yeah.
both so perfectly. Like even if like you're not big of a fan of like the bloody death matches, Matsunaga has like matches where he's not doing that against those Oscar or Yuki Ishikawa, where their matches are so fucking good. And in that matches, he's playing this little, like, sneaky little, like, heel man and perfectly. It is awesome.
Yeah, he's
And
one of those guys that just and he came in around the same time as Oyagi. They just got pro wrestling in a way that not a lot of guys who come from combat sports necessarily. Those guys, it's like they either get it or they don't.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
what pro wrestling is, and he got it really quickly.
absolutely.
Yeah,
He
and you understand his role in this world, which is
And
to be the most hated.
he's a very singular performer. There's no other
Yeah, I can't think
Yeah.
of a guy that
Matsunagas.
fits
Yes.
the
Speaking of
same.
Ayagi, there is a Matsunaga Ayagi in the 0-1 feud that is lost to the times. These two had a match, I believe, during the because Costa Karate Man brought Matsunaga in.
It's after the Ogasawara, I think. Maybe it's right before. It hurts me to think about. Every time I think about it, it hurts me because that
Yeah.
has to be fire.
I'm sure
Yes.
I'm sure at some point we will watch
Mhm.
the Matsunaga and Sasaki match. I'm sure Avi will bring that eventually.
I'm much more apt to bring the Otsuka match, but
I
yeah, we
mean,
could do that
yeah.
one too.
Hey, we'll
Yeah,
figure it out. We
yeah.
have all the time in the world, and that's the beauty of it. Um, Moving on to Dom's match of the week. It is Ades versus Trumba from
Who?
Lucha Ades.
No, I've heard of him.
Oh,
Who the hell is this damn Tromba?
I don't know. From
I think
Lucha
RS beat his ass so bad he retired.
Madre
Take it away.
11/6/2020, which ooh baby, we're doing some damn pandemic
Scary
wrestling.
is.
Lucha
Uh,
Madre, by the way, crazy name for a promotion.
yeah. Mom
Fight
fight?
mother.
Yeah, or mother fight? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Tromba, also known as Mimo Jr., by the way.
Because his
He
father is El Mimo Senior, who has good matches against other technical guys.
he mostly has wrestled in Riot. I say mostly, but he wrestled a total of 6 matches last year and a total of 6 matches so far this year. So
Which is surprising because he's really good here,
yeah, no, he's fantastic.
especially on the mat stuff. But RS, I mean, I hope people know him. He's one of the best indie luchadors out there.
I think people do now, obviously, with as much as he's wrestled in like the U.S. indie promotions. Like,
Yeah, he was just on that DPW Mania weekend show. They didn't really let him show off. They were doing, they were doing their kind of watered down lucha for the DPW crowd, but he didn't get to show his full array of abilities because he's one of those guys that every time you watch him, he's just his all around game is crazy. I know Dom
You
is a
always do something
huge
cool.
fan.
Because my whole thing is I like a hard hitting offense, and I don't mind innovative things. I don't mind when things look a little too
complicated.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think, and sometimes he does complicated things, but he does cool stuff. Like I don't know, he does like little inversions and takes on basic spots and moves that make them really cool in his style. I
Yeah,
appreciate him a
he
lot.
has little wrinkles that like the way he throws kicks and stuff, and he what do they call it? Strange style.
Oh yeah.
Has the unfortunate knee pads, although the font decision is not unfortunate. I think that is very intentional. But
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awful
knee pads. He does. I think the whole first kind of section of this match is really emblematic of what you're talking about, Dom, with kind of doing some like weird and innovative spots where there's a lot like there's a lot of times it's hard, like I couldn't even write down really of like
what the submissions are because they're so fluid and just like, oh, I'm gonna wrench this arm here and take it here.
Exactly.
He's actually wrenching and using leverage.
He's like, actually,
none of it
he's not
looks rote.
fake.
And they're also not doing the thing that sometimes happens in Yave where you have somebody in like an unbreakable hold and you just let it go.
Yeah, no,
every time Ares gets him in like a crazy hold, Tromba finds like a really unique way out of it.
Yeah, he finds really unique ways to
the structure of this match. What were you gonna say, Ben? You could talk.
No, let's just say like the ways like Tromba gets out of like the submissions in this match is so like a little fun. Like he's able to like wheel his way out of it. he's like a little worm.
Yeah, it's fun. He's fun to watch.
He's so fun. Yeah.
Tromba's fun to watch. He's an alien. I didn't mention that his whole thing is an alien.
Kind of made sense, but yeah.
He talks into his wrist like he's Men in Black or some shit, like an alien. He goes blah, blah, blah.
Like fucking Buzz Lightyear style.
Yeah. Pretty much like Buzz Lightyear, because he has that gear on, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. I didn't make that connection until just right now when you said talking into his wrist, and I was like, yeah.
He talks into his wrist. He does do that, and I remember when Ob brings up like the typical title match lucha format, like you get the mat stuff, and then you get like look, I don't know, I forgot.
Bomb, kind of just move to bombs, yeah.
But they do a great job. I mean, and that's not a negative. That's just the structure. Like
I was saying they do that perfectly in one fall. What they usually do in three falls. You know what I mean? They just kind of structure that very well.
And there's a very natural escalation from the wrestling to the like fighting. Because the wrestling just gets a little rougher.
Yeah. They're still
and the
going
escapes
for
get a
holds.
little rougher. Yeah.
Like
they get more and more pissed off that like they escape and they're like, oh, one gets stiffed and then like, I'm not gonna back down, I'm gonna stiff you. And then it just that's how you get good matches.
The stiffing in this match is so fucking crazy.
This match has actually good forearms,
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah, this match, like, I feel like Arez like throws a couple of real fucking heaters in this match. It's like, my God.
He does. I think it might be an illusion of the gear. It makes things sound louder, and also it's a very echoey venue. But they lay it in.
It is 2020. There's like 8 people there, and they're all in masks, except for the ref. I was so mad at that ref. Mask up, bro.
They're in masks, but it still sounds like I feel like 20 people there. I don't know. I feel it just sounds like live as fuck. I love you, Mexico.
Yeah, you did get some Esi Lucha.
Did you guys notice that they kept throwing up the BBVA with a bunch of numbers? I'm pretty sure that's like a routing number or something. You're supposed to like send Lucha Madre some money.
I kept seeing that.
Either that or they were putting Tromba's credit card number on the screen or something.
I kept seeing that, and I wasn't sure what it was, and I was like, Because like this isn't a rip either. It's not like we're watching like a ripped version. This is uploaded by Mas Lucha. So like, granted, Mas Lucha is shaky at best at times, but yeah, I kept seeing that thing too, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, is that like their stream routing number? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think they were just begging.
that's real.
I somehow didn't notice any of that.
Hey, they throw coins in
That's
the ring at the end. Only coins though. No.
yeah,
Well, that's how you know it's a great lucha
yeah.
match.
Yeah, I mean that's a good day in the office. Honestly, you get your pay for your match. You get a bit of coins on the side. You know, that's a good day in the business right there, brother. I'll take that. If I'm honest with you.
So, kind of getting a little bit of the match review. So, like I said, the whole first part of this, for me to sit here and try to explain it play by play, would not do anything justice.
It would be also probably physically impossible.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's no way to name, like there's no names for 90% of what he does here. I mean, there are times
And
when,
if they do, our white asses can't really say it properly.
yeah, I mean there are
Yeah,
times when he
correct.
does like some abdominal stretch variations, some some other things that you can maybe route back to a submission, but honestly,
Mhm.
like the best way to do
That's
it
what I'm saying when he does like the basics of wrestling
different.
and he makes it his own style. Like
Hmm.
Aries does a cool Pele kick because like he looks behind him in a weird way, like he's possessed, and then he kicks the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like he makes it his own, and he doesn't do it in a corny way. He's
No,
not corny in his presentation. It's very surprising.
he
He comes off as a real ass beater. It's a very
Yeah, and he kind of his look is like if Finn Balor
was
was
cool.
not a virgin. Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
His look is a big reason why I wanted to get in, and also because he does suplex.
he does.
He
I'm
does
oh
do
yeah,
tempted.
you get
suplex.
some gnarly ones in it. So.
He does
Mhm.
he does the tarantula, which is like the first hold I think in the whole match that I can like directly explain to you is he does the tarantula. But then the way that they get out of it, I feel is super cool. Where Tromba kind of like sits up and flips over the rope, and they kind of have a little bit of a back and forth exchange on the outside. With Tromba ended up kind of getting laid out on the apron, and then they get back in the ring. They're like there's a weird kick sequence to that where like Ares is like on his back and he like kicks off of Tromba's chest to roll himself backwards.
He
And
does a lot of that. He throws kicks from weird angles and weird spots that you wouldn't expect, and it rocks.
yeah, he
Mhm.
he and like gets an arm drag out of it, which is crazy. They go back to submissions, and like the first kind of like elbow and like real strikes that they give are so like they're deep. Like they are stiff strikes. And those like they don't lift the entire match from here on out, right? Like these guys are laying it in pretty deep. Um they kind of read through. I wrote a lot of notes for this match and a lot of it is nonsense because that's kind of how this match plays out, quite frankly. Is there's a lot of what the hell was that? And then you watch it again, and then you still don't know how to describe what you watched.
And then it's punctuated by somebody getting
Got
the shit kicked out of them.
Annihilated.
I do feel like a lot of
Yeah.
it until the end is Ares is in control.
for
Like
sure.
Trumba's got a lot of reversals and stuff for him, but for most of this, like Ares is on top,
Which
and it's Trumba's like trying to survive against him, which makes sense.
and I think it looks good the way they do it though, in that sense with Ares staying in control because
Oh, that's not a criticism. I
yeah.
think that's good. I like when a match is not just 50-50.
Oh, yeah, that's real. We'll get to that in your match
Yeah,
later.
Yeah,
Yes.
honestly, it feels like Trumbo going into this match is very it's quite overmatched by Ares, and
Yeah.
it does feel like in the match that like he's in deep waters with Ares, and Ares is not letting him like breathe at all. He is going on him attempt after attempt. I will
It's
say
Yeah.
in this
almost
match
like
like
you know what it's almost like. This match is almost like old indie matches where they found out they're working Samoa Joe and they're like, I'm gonna stiff him and try and get a good match out of it. And then
And then Samoa Joe just says, "Fuck you, man." Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
knocks him
poke
out
the
by
belt. Oh,
accident.
fuck the. I'm gonna go poke the belt. Oh no, the bear bites. Oh fuck! I'm a bear fuck.
yeah,
It's basically it's like Aries is big dog, so he's gonna challenge him. He's
I
gonna go full
I love
force.
I do love when Ares hits his like tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, but he goes to his back, so the like when he's
It's like a code breaker, but a back breaker.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he
Sweet.
lands on his knees. I love that. Um, I literally wrote down when he does it. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen like a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker done that way before. Um,
And that's the whole thing with RS. He's too good for GCW. He needs to be on. I don't know where. Where is good?
ugh.
Phoenix City Invitational.
There you go.
Oh,
Please. I'm gonna email my
Send him that.
congressman. Please bring him to the SCI this summer.
So that way Aubrey can get his autograph.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be
You
gone
could
by
probably
then.
bring some fucking
Oh yeah,
life to
that's
that
real.
area.
He, I think, Ara's
If you
probably.
could get some lucha fans into the TWE arena,
Oh my.
that'd be awesome.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should probably be working in more places than GCW against fucking
Yeah.
Gringo Loco or whatever in the fuck.
Oh, he was in
Gringo.
He was
Oh man,
Triple A
no.
for a while, but obviously that's a whole other deal. But
Yeah,
it sucks. I'm not sure he would fit very well in CMLL.
Gringo Loco is just so. I mean, dude. I mean, the people they're putting Aries with Jack Cartwheel. And like, are you
Yeah,
serious?
it's beneath him.
Yeah, it's
I mean
not good at all.
he's worked
Literal like personality like voids.
he's working on
They're just not.
IWRG.
No, he has a personality, dude. It's Cartwheel.
Like, it's ass.
He
Jackass. WWE IT wrestler Jackass. Wow,
Jackass.
that's $1 million idea.
He's just going straight to the next thing with that name.
Yeah. No, because then all the fucking gooners will be mad that it's not a woman when he debuts. They see somebody named Ass, they're gonna be.
Oh my.
Booker T would break the announce table in half.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a bit in a movie where like a guy pulls a gun out. It's like, oh no, don't shoot me. That's the name of Jackass.
This match is good though.
This
Real good.
This match
It
is
And
good.
it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, so that's a plus.
It is a title match too, for the NWG title that RS held for a long time.
I do want to point out, like, I love the little like finishing stretch here where like Ares hits the like some crazy kicks to the back of Tromba's head, and I literally wrote Tromba might be dead. Oh no, a roll up, because I'm like writing it out in live time, and like, dude, he's literally like dead weight, and then he like rolls him up, and then picks him up, hits like a short pile driver on him, and then pins him, and then Ares kicks out, and like he's like, how did I not? He like picks him up, Ares super kick, hits the crazy suplex that he has, and then hits him again with it, and then goes for the pin, gets the 3 count. Like a crazy like quick finish, and like it's another one of those finishes where like you bite till the very end. He is just, you never know who's gonna win, even though like we've said, like Arez is in control for a majority of the match. At no point does it really feel like he's destined to win. Like Tromba always makes it to where it feels like he is keeping it close. And I think the way that finish plays out really exemplifies that, which I think is really cool.
This is another Dom heater that like nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I love that Dom's bring these matches that like they're not like canonical or like it's just like, hey, this match fucking rocks, and it always does.
Yeah, Dom.
One of the people that have seen this match is the Lucha Cub, the fan. I forget his fucking name.
Cubs fan.
Cubs fan, yeah.
Cubs fan. Yeah, because that's how I found it. You know how Lucha DB, the profile individuals, sometimes, not everyone, but some of them have recommended matches.
Yeah.
This was the one recommended match for Tromba.
Oh,
no, it was the one single one for Tromba.
Lucha Database is so awesome.
Lucha Database is one of my favorite websites ever.
One of the great achievements of our time.
I think it'd be really cool if we had a non like a full wrestling encapsulation version of Lucha Database. Like, I know that'd be fucking crazy hard, but like,
we have that tried to be that way.
We have the technology for that, big man. No, but
one of the great things about Lucha Database though is there are links to the matches.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, like whereas like on Cage Match, like I can go to Cage Match and like look at like Arez's profile or whatever and see like go to his match guide or whatever. But like that's only gonna give me some of the stuff, and even then like it's not gonna give me like links to it or anything. It's not going to be easy to find. Even stuff that like I know is on YouTube, like this IWRG match that I know is on YouTube against Jonathan Gresham, like stuff like that. I know it's there, but the links would be helpful, I think.
I'm just gonna check like how many like views is this match sitting on right now. This match has got 3.8k views. Man, this match is real underrated gem.
Yeah, no, I mean
the match rocks.
It's been uploaded
about 100 times more than that Hechicero match.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that Hechicero.
And that is also a good fucking match.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean though. Dom's always bringing the.
Yeah, exactly. I think you make a good point. I think it's kind of fun that Dom is so deep in the lucha indie trenches that he finds all these fun little random.
I feel like it's the last fun wrestling around.
No, I agree. It's like
the last real wrestling around.
Yeah, like you can argue blah blah about how if it's good stars blah. But it's consistently fun. Consistently fun, and that's what I think matters really.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to watch like modern wrestling and have fun, I'm gonna turn on a CMLL show.
Also, the crowds have not been trained to be bad. Like they still cheer for the Technicos.
Everything, yeah. I love Mexico crowds.
Like they're there to play along and have fun.
Yeah,
and not
watching
show
mainly
how smart they are, or
Bro, watching mainly lucha makes you never want to go back to Puro and shit because those crowds don't give a fuck no more about anything.
No, they're just there to clap and watch.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I mean,
and
like,
then someone with a high pitched voice screams Naito. I think it happens every time.
Every show when he's not even on the show.
I'm not even talking about the Japanese crowds though. I'm talking about like American crowds.
Yeah, I know
them too, bro. They're dead for everything. I was watching wrestling.
Not even if they're like getting hype, it's not because they're like cheering for like the baby face or booing the heel. It's they're trying to pop themselves.
Yeah.
Or get their chance off. Or because that's how they've been trained to be.
Guilty.
They're waiting for big spots, whereas in lucha, like they're with it. They're there. They're playing along.
Hey, I buy
their ticket. They got their big ass beer. They got their fucking delicious food.
Multiple
when the
big ass
telling
beers.
them to start cheering, they start cheering.
Yeah.
That's the most awkward shit. When someone's trying to like get the crowd hyped up and like only like one person is like,
I see. I feel like I see that at indie shows all the time.
You see that in fucking WrestleMania. They're trying to get their shit in, and no one cares because they're not Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean?
Here I am.
No one gives a fuck. To the actual WWE. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
I feel like it would be such like I'm just imagining now like for like an IWG show like some of the crowd members shouting like IWG, yo, this is awesome, and IWG show.
IWG.
We got some of that. You get some of that at the big Arena Mexico shows that are like not the tourists, where the hardcores come out. So I guess it's hardcores there. But one of the great things about lucha is like it's families. Like there's women there. Do you ever notice that there's women in the crowd and children? Like yeah, there.
Mexico, you still get the Jeff Hardy pop where you take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Silverano
Jr. Man, they had to put down. I think they had to put down tarps and like seat covers when Silverano Jr. was going crazy in Arena Mexico.
So Silverano Jr. with the
when he came out sticky.
When he came
Grandma's
out on the
for like Wagner and all them. Sometimes they spank his butt.
You guys remember the gear he came out with on Valentine's Day when he had like the lipstick kisses all over him?
Yeah.
Damn, that got me going. I got a little thrilled.
I believe when it was at the New Japan show when the guys came over for the show. He came over to some crowd. He gave a girl a kiss on the cheek, and then like the guy next to him was like, "Yeah, can I have one?" Like he went over to him and he's like, he gave him one as well.
That's amazing.
Hurry back, Silverano.
Please. Moving on to my match of the week here. It is AJ Styles versus Loki versus Paul London from Ring of Honor 2/8/2003. This is the 1-year anniversary show. You have
fitting because the first main event in Ring of Honor was also a
triple threat, and
a three-way.
They do make a point
match format.
They do make a point that it is this is the first one, the first three-way that Loki has worked. I guess I don't know if they clarify if it's in just ROH or in general.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that it has to be because I'm sure he was doing that in like JAPW and stuff.
But it's the first one he has worked since the original main event one with Danielson and Christopher Daniels, which kind of a neat little fact. This match is to determine the number one contender for the world title that is currently held by Xavier. The file starts with a long Xavier. I say long. It's like 3 minutes long Xavier promo, but like he's kind of milking it.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
He's doing
one of like three people in Ring of Honor history to actually get heel heat.
Yeah.
Xavier.
Xavier. Rest in peace, Xavier. He was really, really fun guy. Real fun guy.
Yeah. Overhated.
Abby, you may know, but like, does the resulting title match that comes after this, is that like a banger, or is that just like...
I have no idea. I've never seen that. The first Ring of Honor show that I bought was Death Before Dishonor from this year, I think. It might have... Is this 02 or 03?
This is 03.
This is 03. Yeah, from this year. So, these bitches were like $30 a pop back then.
Yeah,
so
and you were
I wasn't watching every Ring of Honor show. And I've gone back and watched a lot of that stuff.
What year did you graduate high school?
2003.
Okay, yeah. So you're a broke high school kid, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was in college. I got Death Before Dishonor. I remember it being delivered, man. I remember checking the mail like every day for 2 weeks. When is my Ring of Honor DVD gonna come?
Yeah, because you don't know when it's actually coming.
That one has like the Raven, CM Punk dog collar match. It's got
it's got Joe versus Paul London in the
main. Yeah, Joe Paul London was the main. It's got one of those crazy Texas Wrestling Academy Carnage crew matches. It's got AJ and Red versus the Briscoes, which is another from this period, because this match is very long-winded, of course, because it's me. But like I have not seen all this stuff, right? Death Before Dishonor was the first DVD I got, but I was following Ring of Honor and I was watching like all the highlights and music videos and stuff. And this match is like a MV classic from that era. Like every big spot in this match is like burned into my brain.
Which that is kind of crazy to say every big spot, because
it's 20 minutes of big spots.
Yeah, we were kind of talking. So a little insight to the listener here. We watched these matches before, like earlier today. Like all of us were like in a voice chat. We all watched them, and we kind of had the conversation about this match, which is that, like, this match could have sucked. But I think the beauty of it is that, like, every single one of these guys lays everything in.
They are whipping the shit out of each other.
I think you come to expect that out of a guy like Loki, but, like, I don't think you expect that out of a guy like Paul London or AJ Styles that much. I know you're a big AJ Styles punch guy, Aubie.
Yeah, he's one of the last ones left that that can do it.
But it is one of those things where I don't think of those guys as big stiff guys, or or crazy, even crazy work punch guys. Obviously, like you said, AJ can do it, but I don't think of him as a puncher.
Yeah, and he's different. He works different in Ring of Honor than he did in like
TNA.
Wildside. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of different depending on when you've watched him. I think once he goes to TNA, he does a lot more flying, whereas here he is in this match, he's still got that tendency, but man, he is so much more ground based and kind of like batshit insane.
Yeah.
I love the way, like, this match starts and they just all three immediately go after each other. Basically, they're kind of going crazy.
Funny stuff. I did want to mention some funny stuff before the match starts.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
One is Gabe being horrendous on commentary, and he
Gabe
literally does
being
not
Gabe.
shut the fuck up for this whole match.
No.
He does not stop talking.
Constantly.
But he says at one point, he says Loki's friends and family are in the crowd, and that was really funny to me. Just the idea of Loki like having friends and family. For some reason, made me laugh really hard. But
Loki was born from an egg from a self-producing reptile.
yeah. And that's the other thing, though. Loki is by far the crowd favorite here, the most over guy here, and it's really like kind of puts in perspective like how hard he fucked the dog. And blew his own career, because like in this era, in this company that was like nothing but like the best wrestlers, in the scene at the time, he is still the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, you got to think, right? Like, he held the championship first, and then Xavier takes it off of him. So I think there's still kind of that hunger from the crowd of like wanting him to get the belt back from Xavier, which ultimately doesn't happen, but still, like, you still want that as a fan, right? You want, like you said, Xavier, one of the few guys to get heel heat. They want the face, even though saying Loki is the face kind of insane, but you want the face to go over. And he is the main source of offense in this match. Similar, I unintentionally brought a three-way again this week after bringing one last week. But much like last week's match that I brought that had Kurt Angle kind of being the main source of offense, and having Ray and Randy kind of play off of him, here it is 100% Loki, but you get you get a chance where Loki does get beat up, right? Like, at times London takes it to him, at times AJ takes it to him, and you get that.
And you see like the seams a little more on this one. than you did the one last week, where there's like the 3-way stalling and like they're kind of taking turns a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all getting their shit in on each other, and they're all beating the hell out of each other.
That is 100% for sure. I love like the way this starts with Loki springboarding off of AJ's back like onto London with Mongolian chops, which seems like such an extra way to get into it, but I mean it really sets the tone. AJ
Good and bad, yes it does.
AJ goes for a drop kick on London and eats shit, breaks the bottom rope for a bit. Which I think they do fix like while they're like brawling outside of the ring. I think somebody comes over and like retightens it, but you see it like it slacks out cuz he kicks it so hard. But with that, like London now gets back, goes after Loki, dropkick dives on the AJ, and then he goes to dive onto Loki.
Good drop kick.
And Loki capo kicks London as he's like trying to jump out of the ring, which is fucking nutso. And AJ comes over and they start punching each other, and this fucking chop battle. You talked about it when we were watching it, Avi. Like,
yeah,
nobody like. This is a proof that chop battles can be cool, which is just.
well, you have to do it hyper speed like they do, and they have to be like insanely brutal.
Yeah, which all of these are. Like they are beating the fuck out of each other. And I love that like he does the capo kick again, and like but it's so short and fast. And like that's how he stops AJ in this like chop battle. But it's like I said, it's so quick. It feels like another like just follow through strike. But somehow he does it in such a way where like it doesn't feel like he wasted time trying to do it, which I think a lot of guys do. He as soon as he like hits that, he like whips him into the guardrail, and he then as he goes over to him, then AJ like picks him up, drops him on the guardrail, and then London hits a frog splash onto both of them from the top rope, which I like honest to God I thought he was gonna do a shooter. Like when he went to the top rope the first time I watched this, and even now, even when I watch it, and I
Well, that's just you see Paul London and you
assume shooting star press, but like
especially when the dudes are on the floor, like what's the most reckless thing you can do here? Well,
shooting star press,
probably what he's gonna do.
But I think
go for it, Paul.
I think that is an important point to make though, because we don't get any finishers, quote unquote, until the finish. At no point.
There's really not even that many pins, and what the pins that there are, the crowd is not really biting on them.
No, and they're all really like they're all like I don't want to say lazy pins, but they're all kind of beat up. They're all worn out. They're kind of just like crawl over, okay, pin, and then break up. You get that a lot.
Yeah.
I need a second to hit this thing quickly just to get it all the way back.
Mhm.
Like a lot of the times this match is like the guys feel like they're trying to out big dick each other. Like I will say I feel like during that striker change, like AJ just screams in his face, which is just like you psychopath, you're not screaming in my face, you fucking numpty. And it's like Paul Heyman hits that Paul Heyman. Paul London Following hits that frog splash to the floor where like he just absolutely like cracks his chin on the fucking the apron, which oh my god,
dude, when Paul London goes to skin the cat and AJ like grabs his legs so he can't go up,
drags him down,
and and then Loki comes over and just kicks Paul London so hard in the goddamn back, dude.
And that is awesome, and it is an awesome bump. But like, if Loki doesn't kick him in the back, what's the next move there for AJ?
He's just
got him. Yeah, I mean, I assumed you'd try and pull him anyway, but yeah, like you said, there's kind of some seams that you can see a bit more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's an easy watch match, but it is also kind of an empty calorie easy watch match. But context is important, also, right? Like nowhere else on earth were you getting anything like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very like a lot of this stuff. I don't want to say it's like run of the mill because we talked about this too. Like the way they're doing it, you wouldn't get now. You could get people run through this exact sequence of spots, and it would be fine.
It wouldn't have the same intensity.
Yeah, and again, like I can't tell you how much this stuff stood out.
Yeah.
In the sea of what was going on. So like from 2025 me, I'm like, yeah, that's a fun match. That's cool. But 2003 me, yeah, I was watching these highlights over and over.
This was the most insane thing you had ever seen in your life in 2003.
Yeah. So context matters. It does. I said the other match was like or WWE's like Baz Luhrmann. Now to me, this is like Guillermo del Toro or something where it's like, it's so excessive. It's like maximalism extreme, but they do it well. They do it, and it's not long. It's not over long.
No, I mean,
like I'll take this over one of the 45-minute Ring of Honor matches like any day of the week.
100%.
Yeah, this is like 19-ish probably.
I feel like the crowd does feel. I feel like the crowd is expecting this match to go kind of a bit long. That's why the crowd isn't trying to like bite on too much. Also,
yeah, they don't bite on almost anything.
Yeah, the crowd's just waiting, you know, especially
I mean,
20 minutes or something like that.
They're popping, but they're not biting, and I think I think that's the important distinction. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean they're loving what they're seeing, but it's just the difference, like what we're talking about. It's like exhibition-y, you know. It's like they know what they're there for. These three guys are gonna do a bunch of shit we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a crazy match, and by the way, I'm looking at it now on Cage Match, and this match goes 1850, and then Paul London, who wins the match, spoiler alert, then wrestles another 20 with Xavier for the title, which kind of crazy because you can like, even though yes, like I know he's like working the gas a little bit, he is gassed at the end of this match because they do so much shit.
I do remember Gabe on commentary going like, yeah, I'll do my Gabe voice. After this match, we'll give Paul London his break. We'll have a match in between it, and I like that. I like the idea of like, okay, we're not gonna give Paul London's not gonna just go from this match straight into the match versus Xavier.
And I like my match.
Yeah, you know yours.
My match ends and the next one begins immediately.
They'll have to fight 5 times in a row night.
Dude, this the match that they're talking about, by the way, that is like in between is the scramble match. And
a good old classic ROH scramble match.
Yeah, Slim J is in that match.
Hell yeah.
As a part of Special K. Mikey Whipwreck is in that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was this was a really interesting time in Ring of Honor, and I think most people people who are old enough to even get nostalgic for it, get nostalgic for like the Mach 2 or V2 version of Ring of Honor with like the block logo and
hi, it's me
and Joe and all that stuff. But to me, this is it, man. This stuff is like, again, I can't describe it. You kind of had to be watching.
You had to be there.
Raw every Monday, and then seeing this
whenever you could find
contrast. It. Yeah, it was so crazy. And they did, like you said, Mikey Whipwreck. Like, there's a little overlap between that last generation of indie guy and that new generation of Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think there was a little more. Like, you didn't. there's a little more variety in the type of guys they were bringing in. I think like maybe ROH is one of the reasons everybody started trying to do everything and be like, you know, the all-around wrestlers who do everything. But I think these 02 and 03, like London, Styles, and Loki, are a perfect example. Those are they're like three very distinct wrestlers, like stylistically, and I think that a little bit of that maybe goes away over time to the point where where we are now, where everybody just is the same.
To kind of comment on what you're saying, like, yeah, like there is some overlap. Like CM Punk wrestles C.W. Anderson on this same show.
Awesome.
Wow.
Cage Match doesn't think it's awesome, but it probably rocks.
It's a sign of quality. We've already talked about this. Democracy has failed. We've already talked about this.
Democracy has failed. CWA has become our new king of the universe.
I love when Loki just very blatantly shows that he is a Great Muta guy, because he hits the elbow drop the exact same way that Muta hits it.
Yeah. It's so funny. Loki tries so hard to be like the most badass dude ever, but like he's such a geek.
He's just a
There's little
hero
moments
nerd
that shine through. Yeah.
These little nerd stuff. It's this in that rough body you have this little geek that's thrown away.
Yeah, for as much as he tries to be like Mr. Hardcore Wrestler, like then you like kind of look at his moveset and it's like, well, he does the capo kick, which is like, that's Liger. He does like the Shining Wizard and the elbow drop, just like Muta. Like he does all this stuff, and like he does
the Kawada kicks.
Does the Kawada kicks, which he breaks out later in this match. So
it's like 20 million in that one card.
He does.
I remember right.
He does a Yakuza kick at one point. Like later in the match.
I do believe Gabe calls that a mafia kick.
Yeah, Gabe calls it the mafia kick. I wrote it down as the Yakuza kick because fuck you, that's what it is. Gabe. Yeah, he is a man of all time. I do love, like, they do a lot of different like weird combinations. Like Low-key gets the dragon clutch on London, and then AJ like goes and like, this is one of those like highlight clip moments like you were talking about, where he does the flip off the middle rope to grab Loki's head and hit the inverted DDT, or I guess it's kind of just a regular DDT on Loki, but a inverted DDT on London. Or no, I guess it's a DDT on both of them. I wrote it down, like, I think they call it an inverted DDT because that's normally what AJ would hit. But I guess he just kind of does, like, now that I'm like sitting here like thinking about the spot, he does just do a regular DDT. And he goes for pins on both of them, and they both kick out, which I love. Like, try and get one, can't get it, try and get the other. He does a T-bone suplex after the gutbuster backbreaker combo, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah, AJ's awesome.
This is maybe like one of the few AJ Styles matches that I like outright love. Maybe it's just because I've not watched enough AJ Styles. But
oh yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I know he's a piece of shit, but AJ rules, man.
Incredible wrestlers. This weirdo.
Yeah.
Hey, that goes for two of the three in this match, really.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's very, very funny to think about today that think about these men today. You've got AJ Styles, who's like, big TV worker, whatever he's doing today. Paul London fat, Low-key.
Paul London fat and Elvis. You can't forget the Elvis.
Yeah, and Low-key, do not check his Twitter page. God, do not do that.
Do not go to Loki's Twitter ever. It's not worth it. I tried it once. I was like, oh, it can't be that. It's bad. It is.
It's real
fucking
bad.
awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they Loki like hits the what they call the crush rush. I do love that they have like names for all of the moves. It is one of the things I think I love the most. Is that
It's
like
very video gaming.
mm-hmm.
All my moves have names. that's like
Once
that's something
again,
that I
low
did
key
when I
big
was like
nerd, yeah.
11. Yeah, that's what I did when I was 11, making my own call guy. He was giving him his own move
Yeah,
names.
it's a
That's
move.
me.
He calls the Kawada like he has a name for the Kawada kicks, but I just wrote it down as
Yeah.
Kawada
Well, I
kicks.
mean, this is a moves match and a moves promotion from moves guys.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're good moves.
They are fantastic moves. But yeah, like they they have a name for every single Loki move except for like the Shining Wizard. Um, but yeah, he has a name for the Kawada kicks. I just like I said, I didn't write it down. And then uh like London uh, London kind of keeps doing the thing I think in this match is the one thing I've noticed is like AJ and Loki will work each other over and then London will just go like sit in the corner for a little bit and then he'll come back and then like Loki will kill him again and then it's just like
Yeah.
repeat process.
Yeah.
But it like it it's not like illogical necessarily. Uh AJ
I don't know, but I would have gone and like got a beer or something,
you
and then come back and hit a move.
yeah, or like, powder
Instead of
out
just
so you're at
standing
least
there.
powder out at least so you're outside the ring and not like in view of
Just
every
chilling.
God and everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why the triple threat is very hard to pull off.
Um,
Uh,
go ahead.
that was it.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, that's real. Um, the finishing stretch of this match does house like, and it's the reason I brought this match is because it houses one of my favorite spots that I've ever seen, which is Loki, like so. London set up on the top rope. Loki sets up to give AJ the Shining Wizard, and AJ ducks, and like Loki basically just catches his foot on AJ's thigh, and then hits like a back kick to AJ's head, and I just love the fluidity in the way it looks. Like he doesn't go full like all the way through. It's like he catches himself so that way he can still inflict pain. And I just love the way he does it. It looks so good. And then he like goes up to the top rope with Paul London and he's looking for the top rope key crusher and then uh AJ like he's London's fights him, AJ comes up and then they're all just kind of beating the shit out of each other and Key gets AJ, hits the key crusher on him and then he lands and kind of rolls away because it's not really a move that you can hold into the pin. And London gets up, London star press on AJ, gets the 3 count, and like you can see Loki just be like, God damn it, like I missed. Like I had the opportunity, this was mine, and I just blew it. And I
Yeah,
love.
he shouldn't have rolled away and just sat there.
Yeah, he shouldn't have.
What was he doing?
It's, it's like the point earlier in the match when Loki like lands and like they have to do a corner to corner like Irish whip spot. You see
Oh
Loki move
yeah,
his legs.
just move his legs out of the way. Yeah.
It is not. Yeah, it's not a maybe not a perfectly sound match. It is very spotty, but I mean that's kind of why I love it. I'm as I think you guys apparently figured out this week and didn't already know. I'm a little spot fest kid.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys didn't know that already. I mean,
Oh, I knew that. I was more flabbergasted that I was like, name 5 bad wrestlers, and he couldn't do it.
I'm sorry.
I could go for 5 hours.
Name 5
Start
bad.
the clock.
Name 5 bad
Is that a
wrestlers.
list right down?
Loki, AJ Styles. No, I'm just kidding.
Say it with your chest, damn it. We ain't got no wrestlers that listen to this podcast. It's okay.
Yeah, this match is quite. I feel like it's quite rough around the edges, but like there's certain parts of this match that is so like. I guess beautiful would be the word I would use. That like
it's got the spirit too. You got to give it that. It's got the spirit. It's not. It's not. It's not soulless like a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, this match feels like a warm hug. It feels like a hug. It feels like getting hugged back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got. It knows its point, right? It is 3 of the like hottest guys in the promotion, basically trying to like.
In more ways than one, you know what I'm saying? Low-key, he's ugly as fuck. But...
Mr. Paul London, hello.
AJ, he kind of looks stupid too. Mostly, I'm just saying that Paul London is hot, I guess.
Dom 100% agrees with you.
Yeah, he's handsome.
You made the joke when we were watching this earlier, Dom, of that you said Paul London looks gay, and then no wonder that AJ wants to like beat him.
Oh, I did make that joke, huh?
That was a good joke.
He was feeling homophobic just for no reason. It's like, I'm just gonna fucking do this.
Well, like... if you seen the first show of this promotion, they did a bit of a gay bashing on the first show. So
oh my god, yeah, that's
yeah.
I've unfortunately seen that. That's not the only time they do it either.
Oh no. It's a sign of the times, sir. Sign of the times.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's Yep. Anyway, moving on to.
Anyway, one of the guys in my match has a Malcolm X hat on, so this.
Well, not your.
WCW is more woke than Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Avi's pick of the week, a match he wanted to bring. What, 4 weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago? Whenever we did the 5-star episode, Big Van Vader versus Sting from WCW 12/28/92. This is Starrcade 92, right?
Yes.
King of the Cable Finals.
Battle Bowl.
This is Sting's second of 3 matches that he has to wrestle tonight. This is
Vader too.
Yeah, is this like the worst of the 3? Or is
What do you mean, brother?
Like, is this the worst match of?
No, this is a better match than
No,
Steve Williams and Sting versus Eric Watts and Jushin Liger.
I mean, I believe that. I'm just saying, like, is this worse to work?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, the Battle Bowl, the way it works is you're like teamed with a random partner, and you have to win your tag match, and then you go into a battle royal. So the first match that both of them wrestle, are just standard tag matches. Both of them, I think, are under like 10 minutes. And then the last match that they wrestle is a battle royal. And so, yeah, this is the worst in terms of like getting your ass beat by far. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you're wrestling goddamn Vader. I mean, you're gonna get your ass beat no matter what. Yeah, but he wrestles the like you said, the Steve Williams and him match versus Eric Watts and Jushin Liger. And then he wrestles this match, and then he has to work. He has to work Vader again in the Battle Bowl match.
Yeah, they're both in the Battle Bowl match. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to.
I believe they take each other out in that match. Remember?
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they do. According to Cage Match here, and then
this pay-per-view mostly sucks, but this match is fucking great.
Stellar.
And there's also a really good Steamboat and Shane Douglas versus Wyndham and Pillman tag title match on this show.
That's the match. That's the match right before this, actually.
The WCW Classic. Yeah, that's a great match.
Yeah, that match is also looks. I mean, that sounds amazing.
It's real good, yeah.
Like you said, we start off with a shot of Jesse Ventura and Jim Ross here, and Jesse Ventura wearing his own T-shirt but wearing a Malcolm X hat.
Which took balls in WCW in 1992, I gotta say, or just America in 1992 for a white guy to be wearing a Malcolm. I mean, the movie was current, but still.
Yeah, that's
shout out Jesse Ventura. That's awesome.
It's definitely a interesting look for Ventura. He's got the goatee, the tasseled jacket. Like I said, he's wearing his own T-shirt. Just kind of all timer. We get a little bit of a rundown of what's going on between Sting and Vader. With Sting breaking a 2x4 over Vader's back.
Yeah, that's before he beat Dustin on Saturday night, and that is also another incredible match.
They get into the entrances. Vader with the do-rag, with what we could only hope was going to be the white boy waves, like Dom was talking about earlier.
Yeah, white boy waves. His fucked up ass head.
He unfortunately does not. I mean, he probably could have had waves. If he didn't.
Did he have? He had 2 strips of hair.
Yeah, he does. I'm saying like. I'm saying
the most fucked up hair ever.
I'm saying if he like had a full head of hair, he probably could have. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure it probably.
I guess anything is possible.
Yeah, maybe he could have gotten the strips made laid down, gotten them to look like waves. Sting.
Anyway, they beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, Sting comes in. Dude, I love just like the intensity off of just the initial lockup.
Yeah. Well, this is like the middle of a trilogy. These are like dream opponent, wrestling soulmate type wrestlers. But they had a great match summer of 92. And this is one of those trilogies where, like the El Dandi Satanico one, where you could like make an argument that any of the 3 is the best.
Yeah,
so they're feuding when this is happening. It's not.
Looking at cage match here, they wrestle in July of 92. This match in December, and then they wrestle again in February.
Yeah, that's the strap match.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, baby.
At Super Brawl.
Yeah.
This is in the middle of the two, and I do love like through the whole match, like Vader is the powerhouse, right? Like I mean that is what you expect, obviously, but Sting is not a small guy. But Vader is just so fucking humongous.
But it's good. It really highlights something that Sting, that was not always highlighted with Sting, which is like his athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which he relies on a lot.
In this. Yeah.
I do think it's really cool when like Sting has to do like big power spots. He picks him up for a fallaway slam later in the match, which we'll get to. Crazy stuff.
As opposed to Vader, who starts this match by like military pressing Sting over his head, like with complete ease.
And just hot shot him into the rope.
Yeah,
he does it. He hot shots him on both sides.
Dude, it looks so fucking brutal.
Yeah, the bounce is very funny.
And then Sting ducks a line, and he hits a German on Vader, which I think is like, kind of the first moment where you're like, holy shit, he is strong enough. They keep putting over on commentary that, Vader's 450 pounds. Like, that's like the number they're trying to get over. And like,
he does look like as big as he ever looked before he got like actually fat.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's huge here.
Yeah, he is.
And he flexes the biceps, and Jesse Ventura is like, not much definition, but a lot of size.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesse would know, right? You know, he's a big body. He was the body, right? So like he of all people would know what the definition and size looks like, right? But he the German is like so cool, but I love that, like, you know, through all the offense that he does to Vader, like through all this, he does the German clothesline, like lines him over the top rope, and you know Vader like pulls the mask off when he goes over the top rope.
And he hands it to Harley Race, and Harley Race is like walking around holding the Vader mask for the rest of the match.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
he dives onto Sting dives onto both Harley and Vader, and then
huge crossbody. That's after that. We didn't even talk about the capo kick that he hits.
oh yeah, which was crazy coming to it after the
yeah.
After watching that low key match and seeing Sting hit the capo kick. Yeah, that was. I mean, I guess he just wrestled fucking Liger, so it makes sense. But
yeah,
yeah, that was.
Yeah, he does. He hits both. He takes both of them out with that crossbody. But like, and it's a huge like run of offense from Sting. And Vader still pops up like talking shit, like totally unfazed.
And I love that. I love that Vader like still looks like a monster.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, what am I gonna have to do to this guy?
And
Because
like
that's enough to take out most of the WCW roster. The flurry that Sting hit him with.
And Vader, like, when Vader gets up, like Harley is still like bent over the guardrail, like, you know, looking rough, and like Vader's just like he kind of just coaxing Sting. He's just like, what now? What now? You know. They get back in.
I feel like, yeah, this match, like when I was watching it, like I felt like I was watching like a boxing match. If I'm honest with you, like it felt like I was watching Rocky. I don't know, like it felt like, you know, the Ivan Drago, like, you know, fight. It feels like Sting is like taking on this huge, you know, opposition with Vader. The crowd is just so into this. And you know, you just want Sting to fucking get that fucking win right now. You want to just kill Vader.
And they're eating it up, and they work it perfectly. They milk it perfectly. All the heat is the exact right length. All the Sting comebacks are perfectly placed and timed. And you can see Vader calling some of those spots.
Oh my god, especially late in the match.
And again, I don't mean that like in a bad way. I think that's part of why this match is so great, right? I mean, everybody knows this, but lost art, you know. They're reacting to the crowd reacting, and they're adjusting, and they play them like a fiddle.
They yeah, like you said, you can see it a lot, especially in like the Irish whips. You can see Vader calling spots, and it's very funny. Like you said, the heat segment never feels too long, but as soon as like Vader or Sting gets that offense in, Vader gets back in the ring and like starts getting heat again, and then Sting real quick comeback, arm drag, like, and then he goes for the splash, but Vader just like picks up his foot and just boots him back down to the ground, and just like perfect cut off. But then Sting like doesn't let up, gets the DDT, and go like
crazy DDT too. Vader takes multiple DDTs like with the full force of his fat ass on the top of his head.
Yeah, that's awful.
He like Sting puts him up on the middle rope, hits the suplex off the middle rope,
but that's more like a DDT in itself too. He also just lands on his head.
Yeah, he does not rotate for it, which I mean, understandable. I mean, Vader's a big dude.
Shit, he can hit a moonsault.
Sting gets the Scorpion Deathlock, but like Vader's just too close to the ropes. And then I love like Vader powders out, goes over and is like leaned against the guardrail, and you see Sting like setting up, and he goes for the Stinger Splash against like with Vader against the guardrail, and Vader moves, and Sting eats so much shit on this guardrail. He just eats all of it.
It's awesome. The crowd goes crazy.
Crowd is like going nutso.
Yeah. And then we get the Vader heat segment where he just absolutely destroys him with clotheslines and punches. And Jesus
It's
Christ.
the best.
Yeah, he just mauls him. Honestly, it's like a bat.
Yeah,
It's like
that's the word. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
He puts on like the rear chin lock, and dude, you see like when you see just how big Vader's arms are compared to Sting's head, you realize like how much
He's massive, man.
it would suck. Like he would just like have you just trapped. It's
Sting never dies. He gets some great. He gets that backslide, which we were going crazy for.
Awesome suplex.
Yeah, yeah. He hits a crazy suplex. He gets a sweet sunset flip.
Which then like he goes for one, and Vader like goes to drop, like, you know, catches himself and drop down, but then Sting moves. But then like Vader just the clubbing blows, you know, and they're talking about Ali and Foreman on commentary, you know, timely references. And the like just all the clubbing blows.
Well, because they said is he doing a rope a dope?
Yeah,
which is from the Ali Foreman match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
which I would not rope a dope against Vader.
No,
that's how you get knocked out.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Yeah.
And then I love the way that the like it's kind of similar to like almost all of these matches where the finish kind of comes out of nowhere, where Vader goes up to the second rope and hits a splash on Sting, and Sting kicks out. And
yeah, but we get the great Sting fire up because he's just getting punched to shit, and he just starts firing up, and he hits these huge discus punches that are so awesome.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot to.
Yeah, and then he gets him up in that Samoan drop where he can like barely get him up.
Oh yeah, the damn fall away slam thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, the finish with him up like going up, hitting the splash once, gets a 2 count, and then it's like, okay, well I gotta go up to the full, like to the top rope, and like can't get it, and then he's like, all right, fuck, and like he can't like he can't just beat him, right? So he goes to the top rope, and Sting gets the like catches him mid-air and does the power slam, and that gets the 1-2-3, and it's such a smooth like out of nowhere pin, and like Vader sells it really well too, where he like gets up like almost immediately after the power slam.
And he's so pissed, yeah.
But he's like, you know, he lost, so there's nothing he can do about it. Like he knows.
And Sting is the king of cable, baby.
Avi, do you think you could have beat Vader for King of Cable?
No problem.
No problem.
Easy money.
Use the dad strength.
Yeah.
I
got Vader. He's stupid. He's big, but he's stupid.
Yeah, but that's why Harley Race is there.
Stupid.
Damn.
Who would your manager be, Avi? Would it be Jesse Ventura in the Malcolm X hat?
I mean, that would be pretty powerful. Nah, I'd go with coked out Teddy Long.
Oh yeah.
Like puffy Teddy Long.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the suit.
I feel like if you were just like ask a wrestling fan, it was like if you were called wrestling, would you like want to have a manager? Like for me personally, it's gotta be Jimmy Hart. Like Jimmy Hart's like this.
Oh yeah,
the
I feel like
greatest manager
success
ever.
rate wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Jimmy Hart, bro. I'm that good.
Yeah, just I did make a point where I said I think this could be a 5-er week. And Aubie, you kind of gave a little objection to that.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I think mine is a 5-er.
yeah.
I mean, that's originally what I picked it for when we were doing the 5-er week. I'm not so sure about yours. Dom's, I think, is maybe too minor to be a 5-star match, but still a great match.
Fair. That's fair.
I mean, it's still a great match, but
Uh-huh.
5 stars, that means something to me. I ain't no Dave Meltzer over here.
Oh yeah.
That means it's one of the best matches ever.
Dave Meltzer doesn't even.
Isn't that like
Dave Meltzer didn't even give your match 5 stars. So.
No, nor yours.
No,
Which, if
mine.
they did it now, he'd give it 19 probably. He
Yeah.
didn't even watch yours, Benjamin.
No, he's too busy watching.
Actually, there's not even a 1 rating for my match.
Damn.
And he sure as fuck is not watching Dom's match. That's for damn sure.
No, but he'll say he did.
Oh yeah. Watch this random Lucha Indie match. Yeah.
I'll give it the old handshake and the free water.
Lucha is his favorite style of wrestling.
But he rates it like shit.
He's so stupid, man. I hate him.
One of the dumbest to ever do it.
I assume that people on Twitter, it's mostly Twitter though. I assume people like rate matches at like 10. And I was like, I don't know, like rating a match at 10 feels a little excessive in my personal opinion.
Yeah, they want to get those decibels in there.
Yeah, it's like no.
Yeah, I can't. I just don't rate matches. That's the easiest way to.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I like the Segunda Caída scale. Fun, great, epic.
That's real.
Dud.
That's real.
Yeah. It's a lot less thought. It's more about the feeling.
Yeah.
Because I used to keep spreadsheets and give star ratings to stuff.
I did it once.
Yank. But like, what's the difference between 4.5 and 4.75? Am I gonna sit here and like agonize over a quarter star that no one's ever gonna see or care about? Like, who cares? I just need to know. The only reason I'm doing that now is logging stuff to know, like, is it worth going back and watching again?
Yes.
And I think my like current year ratings, I don't even rate. I just like write down something if I liked it.
You're just like, cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah. It's like the Dom scale. That's the match. The way I need to start rating matches is on the. Yeah, I liked it. That was cool. Like.
Yes. I mean, because it's a lot simpler.
I know if Dom really likes a match, if he recommends it to like a bunch of people. That's like my message.
Pretty much.
My
I'll
meter.
try and send it to people.
Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do anyway.
If I see him post it like 3 times, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's bought in on this match. Which this Ares and Trauma match, I saw him send like a bunch of times. Like he sent it to our chat before we even like had decided like what we were gonna do, which was pretty beast. Moving on. I didn't even ask Dom if he had monkey points this week because he didn't.
I don't.
He didn't bring any for 1, and for 2, well, he didn't. It was a pretty short week. I say week, but I mean, we recorded what was that, Wednesday night? I think.
Yeah, like there's not as big of a gap.
Yeah. Moving on to the cage match game, we decided to do something kind of different than how we've done guests in the past. This week we decided to let Ben pick the wrestler. So Now it does kind of create a unique scenario because for the first time since we've been playing this game, all three of us get a chance to guess at the wrestler. As follows: Dom 9, Ollie 7, me 2 points total. Once again, we are going to 10, so Dom only needs 1 point to win the game so we can reset, start over.
But not this episode.
Abby still needs 3 or he needs to get it on the overall rating or the first review. And then there's
Which
me.
that's gonna be fucking impossible.
Then there's me, which I need a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah, you're fighting for respect right now, baby.
Hey, you know what? I'm just happy I have any points, quite frankly.
True.
Because it was rough out here for a little while.
Yeah.
Ben, I assure you have picked a wrestler.
I do.
We the only instruction we gave to Ben was it has to be somebody that you would think all three of us would know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Ben, what is the wrestler's overall cage match rating?
Okay, gentlemen. The overall rating is a 7.41.
Okay. My first thought was that maybe Ben was gonna be a little shitter, and
I'm still thinking he's gonna be a little shit.
Mike Quackenbush.
Well, it is not my beautiful goat, Mike Quackenbush.
Chuck Taylor.
You're evil.
It is not Chuck Taylor, thank you, Dom.
It's Kui Shinbo Kamen.
It's not that common.
There's no way Kamen is rated that high.
that's the Ben rating.
I could see Quackenbush being that high. I don't know if I could see Kamen being that high. Ben, are you ready to give us your first review?
I am ready.
All right.
Okay, your first review is an 8.0. A really good, reliable, and complete in terms of achievement wrestler. He was always entertaining both as a singles and a tag team wrestler. Blank was one of the best storylines in recent memory.
One of the best storylines, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went with a less, not Bray Wyatt, no. I went with a less compact one to start off with, yeah.
What'd you say, Avi?
Said Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Goddamn. I don't know. Jay Briscoe?
It's not Jay Briscoe. Dumb.
What was the review? It's something good storyline?
I can read it again if you want to.
Yes, please.
It is an 8.0. A really good and reliable and complete in terms of achievements wrestler. He was always entertaining both as a singles and as a tag team wrestler. Blank was one of the best storylines in recent memory.
What the fuck? Is this Tommaso Ciampa?
This is not Tommaso Ciampa. I want to know what.
That's a really good guess, man.
Because I thought I don't know. Because
no, I'm seriously. That was a really good guess.
No. I know you're being serious. My thought process is because he brought a shitter last time. I'm thinking Ben's trying to be a shitter. He's gonna bring the tag team partner of said shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. All right, Ben, are you ready to give us your second review?
I'm ready. So your second review, it's a 7.0. Blank is one of the best tag team wrestlers that Blank has ever produced. He was able to prove that he could be a great world champion and contender against Blank at Blank. During the Blank storyline, sorry, but there's a lot of Blank. is his character as a world champion. However, leaves much to be desired. I believe that meant to say his character work as a champion leaves much to be desired, but the guy who wrote this is not the greatest writer in the world. He is a great, reliable veteran who can slot in anywhere on the card and will always have you thinking he might just pull it off.
Jerry Lynn. Damn it.
Not Jerry Lynn.
Stupid ass guess. Fuck.
Jerry Lynn. Ooh.
Is it Christian?
It's not Christian Cage.
Fuck.
Is it Mark Briscoe?
Isn't that beautiful, Mark?
They both better be rated higher than that.
I would hope so, but I mean, I'm just I'm thinking of tag team guys that were also world champions, which is not it's not a long list, you know. Most of the time when they're tag team guys, they kind of get pigeonholed.
Yeah, they get that tag team smell of them.
Give us your third and final review, Ben.
All right, your third and final review is a 9.0. The only thing Blank hasn't accomplished is an entertainment career outside of wrestling, which is as we would say like in a review. It's world champion, check. Rival mid-card act when he was coming up in his career, check. Commanded the WWE Tag Team title scene alongside Blank faction, check. Delivered some of the most memorable Royal Rumble spots, check.
Was this Kofi Kingston?
Kofi Kingston. Oh, we did it at the same time.
It is Kofi Kingston, Brady.
I would not have fucking.
As soon as you said Royal Rumble spots, that was what gave it away.
We gotta check the tape on that, bro. We said that at the same time.
Oh.
I feel like I heard Brady say Kofi Kingston once. So. I was thinking of the people I was gonna pick here. I was gonna, if I'm honest with you, the first person in my mind was Zandig, but I do remember the reviews of Zandig on Gage, which is not the greatest. It's not nicest they are to the man, and my other one was gonna be Adam Cole. So
Adam Cole, baby. All right, so
I feel like Kofi was a good middle ground.
I get one solid point there. Which
there you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
The comeback is still moving.
Clawing your way back in.
Train still moving. Dom will get to pick next week, which means me and you have to get it right or Dom wins.
Ooh. Oh, man. I don't know who. I think that's gonna suck.
that's a track one.
That will be fun. Because I think. I mean, it kind of puts a little more pressure on us. Obviously, like, I want the points. I'm trying to make a comeback here. We're trying, I'm 4 points back now from Aubie. It's within reach, right? I need some luck. It's probably not gonna happen, but I need some luck.
You need some of that good old fairy luck in your life. So also,
hey, you might be making a like Carlos Colon style comeback, man. Back from the brink of death.
The crowd is shouting your name, ready.
Yeah.
I will say, by the way, Kofi Kingston, a great wrestler. I used to when I was first getting into wrestling, Kofi was one of those guys that really got into my mind because I'd see him doing like some of these really cool stuff, and he was just so solid in the ring that like he was one of the first people that I was really snapped onto.
Yeah, he is one of those guys I think that no matter what, like, is always like, I mean, they kind of say it, right? Like, he is reliable. You can throw him in, he's gonna give you at least a solid match. They did, they finally gave him the world title run that he deserved for, basically putting his body out there for as long as he did, even if it was kind of just okay. And didn't he get like fed to Bork?
Yeah, that's what he lost to that was, but Brock Lesnar beat him in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, so they gave him a full run.
Yeah,
gave him more than they probably should have.
Yeah, there's some wrestlers in this world who's never had more title reigns, So I mean, you can be happy that at least they got a more title reign.
Due to the week this week, we decided to give it to Mutz, Dom's dog.
Yeah.
Shouts out Mutz. He is such a G.
He's
Always.
named after
Beautiful.
cheese. He's named after cheese because when he was a puppy, he looked like cheese, but now he looks like an Oreo McFlurry.
It's a fun fact. I had an Oreo McFlurry. I had an Oreo McFlurry yesterday.
Mutz technically
I haven't
a
had
listener.
a McFlurry in 20 years, dude. The McDonald's here is the stereotypical.
No,
the ice cream
the ice cream machine doesn't work.
Always broken. Yeah.
That's funny as fuck. Yeah, Mutt's technically a listener of the podcast because he listens to Dom record every episode. So
yes, that's very true.
You know,
Yeah.
Can't
Avid listener.
Can't argue. Yeah. Actually, maybe the number one listener. You know, he gets the reviews before anybody.
True.
It's like him and Obby's wife and son, and
they're outside, dude. They ain't listening to
They ain't listening. Yeah, you're right.
They're catching roly-polies and frogs and shit.
They're cleaning up kinetic sand out of your out of your living room.
Yeah, I wish.
What are we doing that one today, bro?
But yeah, that's what a fun episode. Ben,
yes, thank you, Ben.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing us a match that I definitely wouldn't have ever brought, and getting us to get some good blood on this episode here, which is kind of crazy. That's the only match with blood on it, if you don't count Vader's little mouth blood.
That was lipstick. This is lipstick.
No, I think that's from one of those big boots, which means it probably sucked real bad if it busted your lip.
Yeah, that's real.
You might have bited it with like you might have just like bit on its tongue when it was like
he was like, damn, Sting is looking so hot, and he just bit his lip.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's how you felt about Paul London.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Smoothing over wrestlers. That's what this episode's gonna be on.
Oh, good old wrestlers. Yeah, thanks Ben for coming on. Thank you guys for listening. Finally made a link tree, so now if you go into our descriptions, life is way easier for all of us. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, send us an email. Is it fileunderfirepod@gmail.com?
That's right.
Yeah. Send us an email about, I don't know, whatever you want. Really? Did we get it? I know
anything.
I know you solicited.
Send us your credit card number, like Lucha Madre style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us money, and we'll try and pay a wrestler to come on here or something.
Hell no.
Yeah.
If we're gonna bring a wrestler onto the podcast, who would we go for first? I feel like it'd have to be Poochie. I was gonna say I feel like we'd have to go somebody that like we all kind of like, at least a little bit, which is like that's a small category.
Does Damus speak English?
Probably very little.
He'd do it for a 6-pack.
Yeah, Damus probably speaks enough English to go, pay? How much?
I hope
That'll be the
when you get him on, you can do like Game this week, and you can just say, hey man, this match is awesome. And he's like, yeah, it was, yeah.
We just
it'd be like the Chris Farley, Paul McCartney thing.
That'll just be
Do you remember when
that'd just be the first
stuck your thumb up Theo Del Fishman's ass in the
junkyard? Yeah. Oil change style.
Oil check.
That'd be the first 5-man booth when we have to bring Floke on just to translate for us.
Yeah.
Fuck like whoever the wrestler would be probably wouldn't even ask for pay. Floke would probably be the one asking for pay.
The great middleman Floke.
Real worker. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, email us, send us whatever, as long as it's appropriate. We don't want to open it to some nefarious things.
Oh, that's fine.
Or do. I
Send
mean,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure Avi will open it up
I
on
get
his.
bored.
I'm sure Avi will open it up on his work computer, and that won't cause any issues. So,
Be fine.
yeah, not the worst thing, guaranteed. Other than that, we will see you
Adios.
guys next week. With what? I have no idea. We have not decided yet, but we will have 3 brand new matches. That I know 100% for sure. So we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.